So, I know what you're thinking. That's not a phone case, and you'll be right. This is a little bit of a different review, so let's get stuck in. What's up guys, welcome back to Michael's Tech Talk. So here I am with the facelift Tesla Model 3 Performance. Is a 3-year-old Tesla worth picking up? So let's get into it. Quick spec overview. This is the Tesla Model 3 Long Range Performance. This is all-wheel drive. It is dual motored. It has 377 kilowatts of power, which equates to roughly 500 brake horsepower. And this has about 487 foot-pound of torque. So it's got enough torque to pull your house down, pretty much, and enough acceleration to make your insides leave your spine. So yeah, it's pretty fast, with the top speed of 162 miles an hour. So yeah, it's pretty quick. So here's a bit of backstory on EVs. Contrary to popular belief, EVs are not a new phenomenon. The first EV made its debut in 1984, but as other technologies emerged during that time, the early EVs were dealt a hammer blow by the launch of Henry Ford's Model T, which is powered by fossil fuels and was half the price of an EV at that time. It made car ownership more affordable for the masses and set off a chain of events that led the world down a totally different path. An electric car, or an electric vehicle, is a car propelled by one or more electric motors using energy stored in a battery. People have become more interested in EVs recently, with the climate changing faster than ever and petrol prices becoming higher. EVs? Sure, you have to plan ahead for your journeys and you have to make sure you're near a charger and stuff. Sure, that's rubbish. Do you though? You charge this car at home overnight. Every time you come out to it after a charge, be fully charged and you'll have a range of up to 300 miles. Are you going to do 300 miles in a day? Listen, you get more performance out of a car with the combustion, you know, like petrol and stuff. You know, it goes like fast and goes whoosh. This is pushing it close to 500 brake horsepower. There's not many cars in the world that this car is slower than. Here's a list of cars that is faster than this. Sure, look, with that being an electric vehicle, sure, that'll cost you a fortune to maintain. Like, what? How much is a service for one of these things? What exactly are you servicing in here? There are EVs out there which still have the original brake pads after 100,000 miles. The maintenance cost of one of these is very, very minimal compared to a combustion car. Well, listen, my sister, right? My sister has an iPhone 6 and her battery degraded in like 3 years and it barely even lasts half an hour. I mean, sure, what would your car be like after that? Bro, the way these Teslas charge with a charging limit of 80%, these batteries live for a very, very long time. There's Teslas out there being used as taxis with 150 to 200,000 miles, which still have over 85% battery health on them. So battery degradation isn't really a thing, but that is the general conception because phone batteries degrade so quickly because they're pretty much abused, and it's one of those things. It's just another one of those myths. EVs cost an absolute fortune to run. Plugging that into your house every night, cost you a fortune. The charging limit on this car is 82%, and when I collected this car this morning, it was charged at 82% and had a range of 240 miles, and that charge cost £3.90. I don't know what bank you're going to, but that ain't expensive. Tesla Model 3, I think personally looks really, really cool and sleek. I really like the design. It was something that I never really liked personally when they first came out, but it's something that's really grew on me, and it's so streamlined and cool. I mean, look at these door handles, look at that. But it takes a bit of getting used to, but you thumb in, handle out, job done, easy peasy, pretty good. Then we have cameras here and we have a camera here, and those are all of your like driving cameras, and they use them for sentry mode and things like that, which is really, really cool. Then everything on this car is electric as well, so it's minimal effort, to be honest. We've got the automatic boot, of course, and use the force look, know what I mean? Our charging port. Now if you have a Tesla charger, when you walk up close to this will open automatically and allow you to plug in. Pretty cool. So with this being the Model 3 Performance, this comes with this carbon fiber spoiler as well, which is, you know me, I love my carbon. Aramid fibre, absolutely love it. And then again, more cameras down this side, here as well at the front. And then we have here, this is the front. Because this is an EV, we have nothing in the front bar boot space. And look, there's a tech bag. Yeah, we'll get that in another video. What's in my tech bag? You'll soon find out. But pretty handy if you're extra bit of storage space, whatever. It's pretty neat. This is very light as well, so when you never slam this shut because you'll probably dent it. So you just click it, push, job done. Because this car is not mine, I can't really benefit from the Tesla app, but the app on your phone can control everything about this car. You can open it, lock it, preheat it, turn on all sorts of good things and do all sorts of functions with your phone app. And sadly, because I don't own this car yet, I can't experience them at the moment, but one day maybe. And of course, with this being the performance model, it comes with these 20-inch wheels, which is one of the nicer set of wheels for the Tesla in my honest opinion. And as you can see here, we've got our 4-pot brakes in there as well, so we've got the stopping power to stop this thing dead if need be, because it's really needed. So let's talk about the inside then. So the inside is something on the Teslas which I was a bit hit and miss about, and to be honest, from the outside looking in, I always think the Tesla inside looks very boring. It looks very dull. It's a steering wheel and it's a screen. But when you get into the car, that just kind of goes away. And it's really, really grew on me, I must say. Everything for this car goes through this display. So you've got everything from your controls, pedaling, charging limits and things like that there. Autopilot settings, locking, keys, display, navigation, all your maps, everything goes through here. Under software, you go in here and you get constant updates for the car and for the maps as well. So it's updated frequently, which is a really, really good thing. Yeah, this just installed an update this morning, which is pretty cool. And you can just connect this to your Wi-Fi at home and it'll download these updates over the air, which is really, really sweet. It's got great features in here as well. You can access the cameras around the car and you can see everything that's going on around you. You can also use the likes of Sentry mode, which allows the cameras around the car to record what's going on. So if you're ever in an accident or if someone tries to break into your car, you can see what's going on and you can record that footage to a pen drive in your glove box, which is pretty sweet. Also then, we get all these other services on here. You get the likes of Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. So if you have any of these subscription services, you can use that to stream your music into the car. It's really, really cool. And then in the entertainment side of things, we've got all these streaming on demand services. We've Netflix, Disney Plus, YouTube. We've got arcade where you can play games, and Toy Box. You can do all sorts of mad funky stuff. You can do light shows. You can do all sorts of really cool, fun stuff. And you can, make your car do funny noises and all that sort of stuff, which is pretty funky. If you want to tune into your latest YouTuber, you can just do that on the YouTube app in this car. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't already, you should maybe smash this little button here. Know what I mean? Subscribe. And for the big child that's in all of us, you can make your car fart, which is pretty funny. And you can make your indicators do fart noises. Because you need that in a car. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking your car is scrapped now because your car doesn't fart. And inside here we have tons and tons of storage. So because there's no gearboxes or anything like that to worry about, we've got a lot of storage here. So you have a massive storage space here, cup holders here, and then another big cubby hole here. We have a cigarette lighter in there. And we have 2 USB-C ports down in here as well, which is really, really cool. We also have 2 wireless charging pads here. So as you can see, I have my Fold 5, which is charging with no issues. However, one thing I have noticed with my iPhone, if I have a MagSafe case on my iPhone, it will not charge. But if I rock my iPhone naked, it charges. So sort it out, Elon. What's that about? So another cool feature of this car as well, look at this. So you go into your climate control and you've got dog mode here. So dog mode enabled. So if we get out of the car, the cabin will be maintained at 17 degrees, and this message will be on the screen so nobody smashes the window of your car. How awesome is that? Good doggy. Stay. Stay. Good fake dog. And in the back we have a decent amount of legroom. I'm little under 6 foot, and that is my seat in the driving position, and I still have a decent enough amount of room, and I've got plenty of headspace here as well. The entire interior is vegan leather, so it's quite hard wearing and it feels really nice. And in the middle here we've got 2 cup holders, and we have another 2 USB-C ports, so if you have people in the back they can plug in, charge their devices, whatever. Funky dory, all nice. So it's a pretty nice place to be, front or back, I must say. I quite like it. Pillarless doors are always a good thing too. And inside the boot, this is a saloon car, so it is a tailgate boot, and the boot is decent enough. You do have a decent amount of storage, and you do have an extra bit of storage in there as well for extra cables or extra whatever. So it's decent enough. One of the things with Teslas as well is quite well documented is the build quality, but for this particular model it actually is pretty decent in terms of things not being well made or there being panel gaps or anything like that there. If I'm being 100% honest, the only real panel gap that I have seen is on this side where the charging port is. It's just a little bit wider here, or where the boot opens. That's actually not bad for a Tesla, to be honest. So yeah, in terms of build quality, this one here has actually been pretty decent. Before we get into this car and take it for a drive and talk about the ride quality, shout out to our sponsor DS Cars for hooking me up with this car today. Big thank you for allowing me to take this car out and give it a good review. And if you want to see more great deals on cars just like this one, you can check out their website right here. Big shout out to DS Cars for sponsoring this video. DS Cars is a family run business that has over 35 years of experience in the motor trade. The high standard for delivering the best quality cars is the speciality at DS Cars. DS Cars offers personalised finance options for all buyers looking for their perfect car. Good or bad credit, DS Cars can help you with your purchase. Are you looking for a specific make or model? DS Cars can source what you're looking for, they do all the legwork. DS Cars also offer extended warranty for all cars sold, so you can have that extra peace of mind. DS Cars can also buy your car if you're looking to sell or trade in against another car. Not to mention a fantastic website that shows all cars available for sale, complete with a YouTube walk around so you can view any car before you pick up the phone to arrange a viewing. It's a pretty awesome service. Check out DS Cars website at the link in the description down below, and thanks again to DS Cars for sponsoring this video. So the first thing for me, I noticed getting into this, now I have driven automatic cars before, but I have never really driven a electric car before. So even though I've just had this car in drive and I'm driving on a straight line, it's strange to me that when you're driving an automatic car, you actually, you feel it changing gear and going through the mechanical motions, as it were, and you don't get that with an EV. It's just a go on a stop pedal basically, and the stop pedal you don't even have to use it because the regenerative braking in this thing is so good that I haven't had to touch the brake pedal the whole time I've had this car out today. It's been great. It's very strange, but I really like it. The drive quality, with this car being on 20-inch wheels, I expected it to be worse. Now, I drive an Audi A6 and I'm on 20-inch alloys, so I'm kind of used to the ride quality of this, but I did expect it to be a lot worse than what it was, but it really isn't, to be honest. So if you are thinking of changing to a Tesla and you are coming from the likes of an Audi or a BMW and you have those sort of big wheels, to be honest, I wouldn't say the ride quality is any better or any worse. It's kind of much of a muchness, to be honest. Like, it's a smooth, like driving around town and stuff, it's just a smooth, easy driving car, and it gives no hassle whatsoever. Look, there I've stopped, I haven't even touched the brake pedal. So cool. Yeah, so as you can see here, see the radar picking up the cars in front and all that sort of stuff. What I actually find really cool, I keep reaching for the brake pedal and I didn't even press it and the car stopped. But you can actually see him stop at the traffic lights here, and you can actually see this picking up all the cars around me, which is really cool. And I noticed earlier when I stopped at traffic lights, it actually picked up and read the traffic light and read that the traffic light was red, which I thought was amazing. It's the little things, I'm very easily amused. So it's a pretty warm day today. It's 22 degrees Celsius outside, so we've put a bit of aircon on here, and look, see us here, like even controlling the air vents and stuff, you can control which way the air blows and stuff. Like everything's done through the display. It's so cool. So here we are on the motorway and doing a steady 65 mile an hour. It's comfortable. The road noise isn't anything worse than my Audi, if I'm being honest. 20-inch wheels, you do expect with slimmer tyres you're going to get a bit more road noise, but it's not too bad now. I really can't say it's worse or better than what I'm currently used to, and what I'm currently used to is pretty acceptable to me. So, but no, it's really it is a really comfortable car to drive, and these seats as well. They're so comfortable. I could easily, if I was to go on a long road trip, I could easily sit in this car and be comfortable with no issues with back pain or anything like that. So with everything being electric in the seat as well, I can adjust the lumbar and positioning and all that sort of stuff, which is really good. So I can't really fault it at all. Sound quality in here as well. The 14 speakers in here, so it's really good quality if you're listening to music. If you like a bit of bass and a bit of thump, really good. Can't fault that at all. And yeah, overall, like it's a real lovely car to drive, both on the motorway and short journeys. It's nice. I like it. I should buy it, shouldn't I? If you think I should buy it, let me know in the comments down below. Just say, yeah, get it bought, or get it bought. You know what I mean? So doing a steady 55 on the motorway, just to give you an idea of just how fast this car is. Like, watch how this thing accelerates. Like, what? Hope the camera didn't smack you in the face there, Wayne.
It nearly did.
So yeah, if you ever worry about pulling out of a junction and not having enough power to get ahead of the car in front, you're well covered. You're well covered. She's fast. She's very fast. When you need it to be. So let's talk about the things that I don't like about the Tesla Model 3. Now, yes, inside is the minimalistic steering wheel and a screen, which in a way is nice, but in another way, it's not so nice. So to me, having to take your eyes off the road when you need to change something in the car, like adjust the heat, put the fans on, whatever, to take your eyes off the road to touch a screen, you know, where a simple button would suffice and that you could do that by memory, I kind of think is a bit of a downside, because the last thing you want to be doing is taking your eyes off the road and potentially put your car over a hedge. That's one of the things I don't like. The next thing that I don't like is the visibility of the rear view mirror. Now, I'm not sure if the rear view mirror is too small, or the window was too small, or I'm not looking at it right, my seat's not sitting properly. I don't know. I've tried a lot of different seat adjustments and I still think the visibility of the rear view mirror is pretty crap. So I'm not sure if that's a me problem, but it's a problem I've had when I've been driving this. The next thing that I don't really like is the entertainment apps. Now, it's all well and good having the likes of YouTube and Disney Plus and all that kind of thing, where you'll need internet connectivity to watch your content in this car. That's all well and good. However, the likes of Apple Music and Spotify, you need constant internet to use them. Now, I personally would like to connect into my Apple Music or Spotify, download my content to use it offline, so that if I'm ever driving down the road and I get into a dead spot, I'm not going to lose my music. You know, again, it's a Tesla thing, isn't it? They want you to buy that premium mobile package. Now, I know you can hotspot off your phone, but again, you've got the same problem. You're constantly streaming. An offline download, I think, would be better, but it's something that annoys me. Now, it's not a massive end of the world. I can just Bluetooth my media from my phone, but then what's the point in having the apps? Which segues then into the last thing that I don't really like. No CarPlay or Android Auto in this. Now, in today's smartphone game, iPhone, Android Auto and CarPlay are fantastic options to use in the car, and the fact that you can't get this in this car as standard, it's a bit annoying. You know, this is an Elon party, and that's the way he wants you to have this car. Now, yeah, you can get third-party boxes and kits where you can retrofit these types of things, but, you know, come on, Elon. What are you playing at, mate? CarPlay. Come on. CarPlay. So, would I recommend a Tesla to buy? Now, I will say, not just a Tesla, but any EV, there are certain things that you need to take into consideration when you're buying an EV, such as where you live. Now, if you live in a 3-bed semi in a cul-de-sac with a driveway, sweet, you're golden, because you can charge on your driveway with no issues. If you live in a 20-floor flat in a block, if you live in a terraced house where you've got no driveway, charging is going to be a bit more difficult. So those are things that you need to consider when you're buying an EV. The other thing to consider then with an EV is the charging infrastructure. Now, here in Northern Ireland, the charging infrastructure would not be as good as other places in the UK. So that is a factor. If you do a lot of driving and you are out and about a lot and you need to rely on external chargers from time to time, that could be a factor for you. So that's something that you really need to do your research on, because in Northern Ireland especially, it's definitely not as much as it would be in the mainland UK. And then also the last thing to consider is the price of an EV. So yeah, EVs are not the cheapest of cars, but you need to think of it like you buying your first house. Your outlay when you buy your first house is always going to be bigger than your second or your third house. So yeah, that jump up onto the ladder, then you're also building in the cost of your fuel, your maintenance costs on a combustion car as well. So those are things to consider. Your outlay initially is always higher, but then as you move along, it's cheaper in the long run, and then you've got all your cost savings then on top of that. So for me personally, I would buy an EV. Now, I love the way this car drives, I love the way it handles, I love the way it looks, I love the tech inside the car. I'm being straight up and honest, the updates, constant updates from Tesla for this car are outstanding. Constant updates for your navigation data, constant updates for the car, adding new features. And ask yourself this question: have you ever bought a car and thought, do you know what, wish my car had that? And then to get that, you have to go buy another car. Like, I have a 2015 Audi, and if I look at a newer model Audi from what I'm driving now, I'm going, yeah, I have to sell my car and buy a brand new car just to get that one feature that I would like. It just doesn't make sense. Now, how good would it be to download a software update and get those new features? To me, that's worth its weight in gold. And you know what? I want it. Damn it. Yeah. Tesla didn't make the EV. Far from it. EVs have been around a lot longer than Tesla have been. But Tesla in recent years have been the ones to make EVs more relevant than any other manufacturer out there. And to be honest, they're making manufacturers up their game for their own EVs. And that's only good for the EV market, in my honest opinion. So for me, this is the iPhone of EVs. So we'll just swing this back around to tech. Before the iPhone, name me a good touchscreen phone that was as good as the iPhone. You can't do it. Yeah, I think where EVs is going is pretty phenomenal, and Tesla are a massive part of that. So on that note, bye. So that's us finished our trip for the day, and when I picked this car up at a charging limit of 82%, it was fully charged. Well, it was charged up to 82%, and the range was 240 miles. And as you can see here, our range is 114 miles, so we've 38% left, and we have done 123 miles today. So there's 98 since last charge and 25 on the way home there. So there's 123 miles. It's not bad going. So guys, that is my review on the Tesla Model 3. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts on Tesla. Do you own one? Are you thinking about picking one up? How was this video useful? Let me know in the comments down below. And that about wraps up this video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, smash that like button for me, and don't forget to click that subscribe button and ring that little bell to be notified of new videos just like this one. If you want to see more Tesla type EV content, let me know in the comments down below, guys, because I had a lot of fun making this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And until the next one, I'll catch you later.
Shout out to me for shooting the video.
Yeah! Don't worry, mate, you're going to get credit.